What's up, guys? Got a ridiculous topic today, but it's something that I've been noticing over the last 2 years, but really heavily in the last 6 months. And that is, I'm seeing a lot of long-term World of Warcraft players having complete mental breakdowns and existential crises. They are just losing their minds. And I completely understand where they're coming from, because I sort of had this happen to me a few years back in like Cataclysm, but it seems to be boiling over right now. And there are a lot of big streamers, well-known PvPers, well-known players, and just general players that are kind of going through this. And it seems so ridiculous to anybody on the outside, but anybody on the inside understands. And Asmongold sort of been, I don't want to call anybody out too much, but, he's the big prominent name right now that's sort of, kind of working through this shit. And he said something that I thought was really profound on Twitter. I might get this quote wrong, but basically he said, imagine focusing your whole life on video games and then all of a sudden it doesn't matter. And that struck a chord with me, because that's how it was for me. Everything was about, being the best, being whatever, working towards that goal. And I think that's the main thing, right? So evolutionarily speaking, men are very purpose-driven, and most of the people that are all the people that are having these mental breakdowns are guys. So I think this is part of the loop here, the part of the positive feedback loop that these MMOs in particular give you, is that men are so purpose-driven, and these games give you purpose. You go from objective to objective to objective, achieving the things, trying to be the best you can be. And you may not ever be the best, and that's fine. You may not even be close to being the best, but it gives you that feedback loop that I guess just triggers all the right shit in our brains to make us just fucking long for these games. And we really are like fucking heroin addicts chasing the dragon. You look at people that are so successful, that have made so much money. Glink made an excellent video about Wreckful, how he fucking completely lost his mind and started just crying on his stream because he lost a World of Warcraft tournament back in 2011 or whatever. And in the grand scheme of things, he's made so much fucking money, the prize pool, it's fucking irrelevant now. But he hated that he lost that tournament, which is inconsequential now, really. It really doesn't fucking matter if he won or if he lost. He's been wildly successful outside of that tournament, but yet that is still haunting him. And everybody on the outside looks at that. Anybody that doesn't know about this fucking sickness we have looks at that and goes, that's ridiculous. What the fuck? This guy is crying. He makes six figures playing World of Warcraft, playing these games, has a fan base that adores him. He's crying about a fucking inconsequential tournament. But anybody that gets it is like, oh, I feel for him. Fuck. Oh, it's so brutal. And then another thing, Sea-Doo finally winning BlizzCon, man, that was a fucking feel-good moment for so many people. I don't give a shit about Sea-Doo, but I was glad he won. It felt good to see that happen after so many fucking heartbreaks, right? And God, there are so many streamers and so many people in these positions now that are just having these complete breakdowns over a longing for how things used to be. And man, I went through this too. And what I did is you can't look forward in the game anymore. The game is not going to be what it used to be. And I think some of this is happening because the meta of the game is fucking terrible for PvP. I was watching the arena tournament, it's terrible. And that sort of makes everybody a little bit that makes all the drama queens come out. But I think that was going to happen regardless. The game is not what it used to be, but even if the game was what it used to be, it's not going to be what it used to be for you. So, I think a lot of this is that you have to be very self-aware of the fact of why were we so fucking hooked on these games to the point to where people, when I say that being a fucking slob, go back and look at my videos in 2010, I was a fucking obese, greasy, butter golem slob sat in my room all day with fucking Cheeto crumbs on my desk, I didn't even know what a woman looked like. It was fucking disgusting. I'm sure I smelled like shit. Best days of my life. And people that hear that from the outside don't get it. They don't get it. But holy shit, we were in the Matrix and we were plugged in and it was fucking great. And to fast forward to 2016, 2016 and on is where I really started kicking ass in terms of real life accomplishments. Got in really good shape, started making good money, started, kicking ass in life in general. And still, I long for the days of World of Warcraft 16 hours a day when it mattered and when it fucking was real. Oh, what is this? What is this sickness that we have? Fuck. So, I think the only thing that we can really do here, luckily, I think I'm past the hardest part in terms of this fucking issue that we all have, and that most of the people watching this fucking channel have to some degree, is that you've got to focus that purpose-driven mentality into something else. I don't think you can look for it inside of another game. Like maybe an MMO will come out and it'll give you that feeling for a few months. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think that you're probably better off focusing in on something else like what I did. I got in pretty fucking good shape. I lost all that fucking weight. Started lifting weights, got decent arms now, looking all right. So I tried to channel that into something somewhat positive. But yeah, that's, I'm just curious if anyone else has really noticed this, that these people are just completely losing their minds. And I had some more notes here. This video was supposed to be a bit more structured, and I sort of went off on a tangent, but I think a lot of it really is just the psyche of men in particular. I'm sure women go through this a little bit, but probably not as much, just because men are so fucking purpose-driven. We want to fucking hammer nails, like all the fucking nails. We want to hammer them all. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. It is... surely I can't be the only one noticing this phenomenon. Like, people are fucking losing their minds. And I guess this video is for those people saying it's going to be all right. You just got to look outside of video games to get your fulfillment. And it sucks, but I think that's the solution. And you can keep dabbling. You don't have to completely fucking go cold turkey. I still play games, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.